Welcome back. Now, the Namibian police issues weekly crime reports every week. And of course, we're joined in studio this morning by Chief Inspector Eliphas Kuwinga, who is here to provide an update of the details of that report, as well as other crime-related matters. Chief Inspector, very good morning to you, and thank you for being with us here on Namibia Connection.
Thank you, and very good morning to you, Mfungo, and also to our viewers, very good morning.
Fantastic. Of course, we know that I think it's every Sunday evening you release a crime report, a collection of all crime reports that happen across the country, etc. Talk to us about what this week's or this past week's report looks like here.
Yeah, you are 100% right. You are 100% correct. We are compiling this report over the weekend, that is starting from Friday up to Sunday. Yeah. So around 2 o'clock, 1400, that is when we are sharing this report, with our media colleagues. So one reason one can say is, to educate public members.
Yes.
There are a number of things that one can learn from this report. Yeah. Probably looking at robberies also, one can learn one or two things out of this report. Yeah. When a robbery is committed, where is, these different places and times also play a role. So one can learn out of these reports. So yeah, let's look at the weekend that was.
Yes.
That is now last weekend. About 3 suicide incidents were reported. Yeah. Again, we are saying every single weekend we receive these reports, suicide. People are committing suicide. Sure. But what is worrisome during this weekend report is that all 3 victims are female. I haven't come across of this type of report.
Oftentimes you'll see that it's men.
Oftentimes it's men who commit suicide. And I used to say, it is probably out of women more talking. They are always sharing, they are emotions, open. Yes. In the house, you will see women talking from morning until sunset. So you will be just talking, and then men will be just quiet. And then I had to think about this, and then I used to say, why don't men also open up?
True.
The pain that they're going through. You see, there are a lot of things that as men, we are going through, but we are not opening up. We are not sharing. And so probably that's one of the reasons I used to say could be that men commit suicide more often than women. But in this
case, you have 3 suicide cases, all women. Yeah.
All women, a bit worrisome. Yeah. Now, what is worrisome more is that a 24-year-old is the youngest of the victims. Here we are talking about the person that was suicidal. The person wanted to commit 4 times in the past, 4 times committing suicide. Finally, the person managed to commit suicide. And then, of course, we are asking ourselves, what are we doing as a community? What are we doing as pastors?
After somebody attempts 4 times.
After a person committed or attempted to commit suicide. So, in most cases, victims don't leave suicide notes. And through suicide notes, one can learn 1 or 2 things. Yes. The pain that the person is going through, and also a bit of a closure, especially when it comes to the relatives, kind of just to see that, probably this is the reason.
Happened, yes.
And so I'm probably assisted in this suicide. So victims don't, or in a very few cases here and there, we see that victims leave suicide notes. But Mfungu, let's move on. About attempted murder. One case was registered in which, brother to brother, people are, assaulting each other, but then picked up, sharp objects. Yeah. Once you picked up a sharp object, we regard them as dangerous weapons. Yes. It falls under that category, when we are talking about knives. If you pick up a knife, be sure that anything that knife, any place, it can be,
very dangerous harm. Yeah.
It's painful. Yep. So in this particular case, a 59-year-old Namibian victim. 59 is almost 60.
Pension,
almost going for pension. Yeah. This person sustained serious injuries after he was assaulted, after he was stabbed by his own brother. By his own younger brother. That incident happened in Inanna, that is now in Umbili location in Inanna. So he's currently receiving medical attention that is now at Inanna District Hospital. Now, looking at drug-related incidences, about 5.
Yes.
5 incidences or cases were registered at following police stations. We are talking about drugs. Drugs are killing. So about 5 different towns. So police stations Aruap, police stations Swakopmund, Mondesa, Grootfontein, Grootoop, and then Tutaleni. These are the places where we confiscated drugs as well as arrested the suspects. About 6 suspects altogether were arrested. Now, Mfungu, the type of drugs mainly that we confiscate is mandrax and also cannabis. So these are mainly drugs. We are not excluding the others, but mainly what we are confiscating is the mandrax and cannabis. The youngest person that was arrested is a 22-year-old female. Drugs are destroying. And the hard-earned money going into drugs, it's painful. Painful in a way, in a sense that the family that is waiting for this money, bread and all things that's supposed to be bought, what this money is going for, drugs, painful as it is.
And we see more and more young people, apologies, Chief Inspector, we see more and more young people getting involved in these type of crimes. I'm sure you are aware of even the incident that's currently unraveling right now. Of course, the 30-year-old that was arrested in South Africa coming from Sao Paulo, Brazil. I know that the details are still unraveling, of course, and the due processes must still follow through Interpol, etc. But just looking at the involvement of young people, be it in Namibia or abroad, the number of young people getting involved in drugs, I think it's quite concerning.
It's painful. It's very much painful, concerning, not only for police. Yes, we are doing our work. We will arrest you. The person, whoever, when we find, we don't play. We deal with that person because drugs are destroying. Absolutely. Now, as you are saying rightfully, 22-year-old, this one. And then also the one that is currently circulating, as you mentioned, the arrest that happened in South Africa about a female. These are painful things. These are realities. Our young people, why are we resorting into these type of things? Why don't we aim for something? One thing that I will also add on top of that is the record that will remain on your name. Whenever you apply for work, employment, whenever you apply for study outside, visa and so on,
that will remain
people
on
are asking code of conduct certificate. The only paper that can truly reflect who you are,
is that code of
your
conduct paper?
Criminal record. That is a code of conduct certificate. And that is obtained at various police stations. Any police station, you just go and apply. The employer will ask you, please give me or provide your code of conduct certificate. And that is when these type of things will be reflected. You will see it that the company will say, yes, you do qualify. You are the best, but we don't trust you. The record speaks volumes, so unfortunately. And now, on the worst part is, people are calling me, or the police station, and even the courts, to say, is there no way this record can be removed? We did not ask for it to be on the paper. It is our own doing. So therefore, what I'm always trying to say is that, especially when young boys and girls, while they are still clean, the records are still clean, inculcate a culture of abstinence from criminal activities.
Absolutely.
Let these boys, these girls grow up in an environment where they believe that, let me stay away from criminal elements, people that are committing crime, young boys that are forming this in groups.
Gangs and whatnot,
Now that you mentioned about gangs and so on, just recently, last night and so on, we picked up that Kidmanshoop, this gang thing is happening. Boys are grouping themselves in groups and fighting. There are 2 or 3 that are receiving medical attention.
Hoshes and all types of...
It's painful. And as parents, what are we doing? Where are we when these boys are in groups, in gangs? So it's painful.
Very much. Chief Inspector, one question that I think perhaps on the issue of drugs that it raises is who are behind, these children, these youth? Because you have a situation where many of these youth are now being used as drug mules, so to say, to either sell or carry or transport, this contraband. And it begs the question of who's behind, all of this.
There can be two ways that one can put this and say, yes, they are users. There are those young ones that are doing it out of peer pressure. That just going and buying and using in a small quantity and so on. But as you are saying, there are those ones that are probably used by someone. Someone sitting nice, comfortably somewhere else, enjoying the fruits of these drugs, so to say. But killing and destroying those young ones. Probably they will do it out of the cash they want, quick cash and so on, but forgetting that it is dangerous.
True.
Drugs are killing, not by using only, but also you can be killed. In an incident, as I mentioned, in Kitmansur, apparently it was drugs again, allegedly drugs was in a center of things where miscommunication or something happened regarding drugs. So these are type of things that we are exposing our children to, and those drug lords, those people that are sitting there, yes, maybe they are enjoying now, but we are behind. We are behind them, and for sure it's just a matter of time. It's better they stop and go to wherever they came from, or rather abstain, completely stop, or completely refrain, or even repent if that needs to be. But other than that, yes, we don't tolerate issues when it comes to drugs, because it destroys our children.
The issue of minor rape, of course, we see that on the increase as well. A 7-year-old girl was allegedly raped on several occasions by a 17-year-old boy in the same household. This is in the area of Ngwediva. This really raises an issue of concern, wouldn't you say?
Minors are being raped. You put it again in such a way that, yes, people need to understand this. The weekend that was, a 2-year-old baby girl was raped. The person is known, but is on the run. Definitely, if he is hearing, please hand over yourself. But otherwise, we are behind him, and we will surely arrest him wherever we find him.
Imagine a 2-year-old.
And that incident happened in Epako, that is in Kobabas area, Kobabas district, and that is in Omaika region. 2-year-old. It was over the weekend. Now also, similarly, another teenager, a 16-year-old girl, female, was raped. In this particular incident, 2 male suspects were arrested. And we are very much proud when we are arresting people that are committing such heinous crimes. We are happy for men and women that are putting their lives at risk to make sure the community they are serving are having peaceful environment, to make sure that these people are safe. The security in the area where they are serving this community is protected. We are protecting lives and property. And that is what we are doing. And we will remain on the ground. Boots on the ground will always be there. But as you are saying, minors are being raped, mainly by people close to them. Family, relatives, brothers, cousins, nephews. These are the people that are raping these minors. So painfully as it is, these are crimes that are committed indoors. Hardly or very much tough for anybody, including police, to detect early and to arrest before a rape incident.
This is where the community comes in. This is where the family comes in. The household comes in.
Exactly. That's where our community members, the family members, need to be educated on what to say to their boys, what to say to men, what to educate these people on. Very much painful as we are always receiving these incidences of rape, especially on defenseless young ones, defenseless young ladies, female, be it now adult female or minors, girls. Doesn't matter.
And for families to speak up.
Yes.
A lot of times people see these things happening.
Exactly.
And they choose to remain quiet.
It's very much wrong. But yes, let's educate them. Let's help our community members. But also, Amafungu, about 7 housebreaking incidences were also reported over the weekend. I'll give the police stations where these reports came from. So, Umathia, also, reported a housebreaking incident. These are housebreaking incidents with intent to theft,
steal,
to steal and theft.
Yeah.
So these are type of things. Omothea, Swakopmund, Windhoek, in Kadatura also, 2 from Onawa, and also one from Rehoboth. These are the places where housebreaking incidences were reported. Again, robberies are also always featuring in our reports. Robbery incidences. Yes, in Windhoek again, a male victim was robbed of his items of about close to 150,000. He was carrying his cell phones and laptops in his car at the time that he was attacked and robbed, one should say. So no recovery of items yet, as well as no arrest.
Okay.
But we are saying to our public members, things that you are carrying around, please know the amount of money that you are carrying around. These are things that are, attracting criminals. Even those criminals that want to surrender will be tempted by the type of things that you are carrying around on your body. The quite huge amount of sum and things in your hands. You are paging your notes. These are things that are attracting criminals, and then we fall victim to these type of things. As we are closing off, Amufungu, 2 fraud cases were also reported, both from Swakopmund. Painful, again, painful is a 75-year-old Namibian female who lost about 58,000 Namibian dollars. Hard-earned. And it's a 75-year-old female. Just a mere listening. It's what I'm always saying. Even if the bank calls, I will not entertain. Now we are talking about me. I will not entertain a call from the bank to say that your money is under threat and someone you have to move it, so we can block, bring your number, your last digit.
Your account number and those things.
Nobody can try that with me. So that is what I want to indicate to public members. The bank, the place where your money is safe is at the bank. So why would the bank again tell me that my money, which I suppose it's safe, is not safe. All of a sudden it's not safe. So let's put these dots together as public members, as listeners, as viewers. Let's look at these things, very few, very simple, but it will definitely help you from not falling victim to these type of fraud cases. But those are a number of things.
Fantastic. Just before we let you go, Chief Inspector, we also, of course, heard of the sad incident where you lost a colleague. We just wanted to extend our condolences to you and the entire Namibian police, and maybe you just want to say something to the family of the late colleague.
Amufungu, our sincere condolences to the bereaved family, the colleagues that our member closely work with. It is very much sad. It was one of those sad moments in the police force. These are people. The minute you lift up your hand to say that I swear, to protect. So these are the type of people that we are dealing with, police force members. Let me not say police force, but let me say rather men and women in uniform. These people decide to stand up for the lives, for the protection, for the safety, the security of any other except themselves. They will do whatever, even whatever that comes to protect the next. Selfless sacrifices. And to pick up incidences of this nature, it's very much painful. But yes, our sincere condolences. We are bereaved as a police force as a whole. We are bereaved and we pray for the relatives, the family, especially if there are children. Of course, they were waiting for their father to return
home,
at some times, because we have only about 3 months before December, so probably they were already planning a number of things, the birthdays and all this. Once we mention about these things, there's an emotional thing that is attached to this type of death and so on, this sudden death and so on. But yes, it's a 30-year-old police officer, a 30-year-old young police officer who died so suddenly. Yeah.
Chief Inspector, our condolences once again. Thank you for being with us, and all the best to you and all the boots on the ground with enforcing the law. Yeah.
Boots will remain on the ground.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
There you have it. Chief Inspector, that is Eliphas Kuwinga, just giving us an update of the past week that was unpacking the Namibian Police's weekend crime report. Of course, this is a culmination of all events, all crimes that transpired across the country, and he's just giving us a breakdown there. A number of crimes transpired, of course, ranging from suicide cases, attempted murders, drugs remains a concern for the Namibian police, fraud cases, etc. Of course, just reminding the public there to please play our part and ensure that we make our country and our communities a safer place to stay with, etc. Of course, just reminding the public there to please play our part and ensure that we make our country and our communities a safer place to stay with.